What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Lawn Start channel. So today, it's still a little bit too early to do our final step in spring prep for the lawn season. But what we can do is show you a little bit of what's going on with the lawn since we are warm enough to have things start growing. And so I want to walk around, show you what things are looking like, and then we'll probably do our first mow today. So let's take a look. All right, so when you look at the lawn, there's green, but that's because we do have some perennial ryegrass growing, but all that brown is the Bermuda that's dormant, and it's gonna stay dormant for a while. And so we're gonna just not worry too much about that, but you can see lots of green patches. I think that's where my dog is peeing everywhere. That's that old stump is green, and so that's pretty much to be expected. But then we've got a couple of patches here of clover, which we will take care of in the next video. And but other than that, I mean, things look pretty good other than that clover, and we do have a couple of other patches like right around there and there. Things look pretty good. Not a lot of weeds up here. I didn't do a very good job with the perennial ryegrass, which is why it's still a little bit brown. But then if you look at the strip over on this side, I do have quite a bit of weeds, and so we are gonna have to take care of that a little bit this year. But for now, we're just gonna not worry too much. It's green, and then we'll mow it. So now let's take a look at the back. The back is a whole different story from up here. All right, so when we get back in here, this little area here is a pretty good mix of Bermuda and fescue, and it looks pretty good. It's healthy. Do have quite a bit of weeds popping up, so we're gonna have to deal with that in the next video. Like I said, along with everything else, have tons of clover. And I know people are gonna jump on here and say, well, clover's great, don't worry about it, it's awesome. And for the most part, I agree. It's green, and it's, you know, I mean, you just gotta take care of it. My neighbor down the street has tons of clover, and it looks great from a distance. I just don't like the way it looks close. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of all of that. But as you keep looking, around the patio there and up there, it's really green. But when you look right here, it's a little bit thin, but I think that's a lot of the runoff that we get from rain. The hill needs tons of landscaping, so that's to come. My wife and I will be working on that soon. But this stuff is like super lush, really green. And then here it gets a little bit thin, and I think a lot of that has to do with, I don't think a lot, and say hello to my wife. And then when we get in here, it's mostly just perennial ryegrass that didn't really take very well, but I'm not terribly worried about it. I may come in and do some overseeding in a few weeks. I want to make sure that all that pre-emergent kind of gets washed out, or gets, you know, I think it's only good for about 4 weeks. So once we get, it's not going to get washed out. I should have said that. It becomes less effective. So probably in about 6 weeks, I may come in and throw in some fescue back here. But it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's green. There's not a lot of bare spots. We just need to really feed the heck out of it and then take care of it. And but for now, let's get a mow in and see what it looks like after that. So let's get to it. All right, well, that was a pretty quick mow. It only took me about 37 minutes. I would like to say that we're warming up, and today it has been warm, but it looks like it's gonna rain, and I think the forecast is for us to get back down into the 35 range. But the point of me saying that is that I sweat very little on this, and I actually really enjoy mowing a lawn when I don't have to sweat that much. However, that being said, I don't think we're out of all of this yet. And summer's coming, but let's take a look and see how the lawn looks now that we've mowed everything. All right, so on this side, things are really green, but they're about to get scalped. One of the things I don't think I mentioned earlier, and if I didn't, I apologize, but this is all going to be a heavy scalp here in a couple weeks. I'm going on vacation tomorrow, and when I get back, I'm going to take this thing down to like 3/8 of an inch and take it all the way down to the brown and just get rid of all of this stuff, and then that way we can start with letting the Bermuda come in. I do believe that the Bermuda is still at least a month or two away, but we're gonna try and speed things up a little bit with putting down some compost as soon as I can get my hands on it. I'm talking to the city and trying to get compost from them, but in the spring it's a little bit harder just because it rains a lot. But as soon as I can get some, we'll be putting it down. Then when we get back here, things look really good. I mean, other than just an excessive amount of clover, like right there and back up there up on the hill and some of those areas, I think overall it looks pretty good back here. It's growing pretty fast. It's only thick in a few places, but hey, it's green, which is way better than what happened in the fall and in the summer where we just had dirt back here. So we're gonna do everything we can to maintain it. The biggest thing that we need to do is put down some fungus control, which I will be putting down not on the next video, but probably the one after. And that'll be after I get back. It needs to warm up a little bit because, you know, fungus, we need to worry about fungus when things get warm and wet, and things are wet right now, but they're not that warm. So I'm not worried about fungus just yet, but it's coming. So stay tuned. We've got a lot going on. This is just the beginning. Like I said, I'm on vacation next week, and then when I get back, I'll be showing some results of some weed control, and actually the weed control process that I'm going to be using. And then that's pretty much it. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. It shows you a little bit of where we are and how we're starting off. And then hopefully we can make some progress this year and keep the back area back here that I've always had trouble with, try and keep that going. So we're gonna do a few things that are a little bit different. So stay tuned for that. So if you like this video, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if I've earned your subscription. And if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.